Hello and welcome back to another out-of-spec detailing video here from Clear Detailing in Northern Colorado. I've got my friend Eric from Drive Protected over here, the PPF master, and today we're going to be talking about 5 myths or misconceptions with paint protection film, talking with the master here and talking about some things you should probably consider with paint protection film. Let's jump into it. All right, Eric, thanks for joining us on today's video. We've done a lot of PPF videos on my channel here, talking about some of my dislikes with it, talking about some of my likes with it. I think I'm very unbiased when it comes to PPF, and in general, I feel like it's good for some people, and I think overkill for a lot of people.
Yep.
But today I want to go through some of the misconceptions with it, really 5 main ones that we have kind of talked about. I kind of put a little list together, and number one, I think, is that all PPF is kind of created equal, and importantly, all of the installers are created equal. I think that is completely false.
Yeah, it's completely false. Yeah.
I think actually paint protection film is one of the most important areas of detailing in general to find a high quality installer. It can make all the difference.
Yeah, no, most definitely. If you think about it, the amount of money that you're going to pay for a full front end, for example, if that's really all you care about protecting on your vehicle, you know, a good installation is going to cost you upwards of $2,000 and more, kind of average based on like markets around North America.
For sure.
I feel like 2,000 is kind of like the average. Some places will be much lower, some places will be considerably higher. But given the price point, you know, that's a big purchase for a lot of people.
It sure is. And I think a lot of people go into it trying to price shop, and there are a lot of shops out there.
Oh, yeah.
We have talked about this. It is a race to the bottom right now in the PPF world.
It 100% is.
Which is really tricky because there are good installers that, you know, are doing volume, but also to do paint protection film takes a high level of skill. I really view it as an art form because you're basically taking a flat sheet of material, molding it to a car, and especially some of these cars are like literally wrapping a beach ball. I can't believe how you guys can take mirrors, do them in single pieces and stuff like that. So for me, one of the biggest myths is, everybody can do PPF. It is really, really challenging to do, but once you get to a level of Eric's, can be pretty straightforward and have film that's gonna last quite a long period of time. Next myth here, paint protection film doesn't actually need protection like a ceramic coating on it. Talk to me a little bit about that, because I think a lot of people would be like, protection for your protection, that's a little bit overkill.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, ultimately, it kind of comes down to the customer, at least from what I've seen in my market in Canada. It comes down to the customer and why they want the paint protection film. Do they just care about not having rock chips and they just want to go through an automatic car wash or just a wand wash, and they don't care about water beading and the paint looking amazing, they just don't want the rock chips? Or do they want to keep that thing looking pristine and in perfect condition? And in that situation, I always recommend a ceramic coating over top of the PPF. Even though most PPFs on the market right now are coming with a hydrophobic top coat built into the film, it's still important to get an actual ceramic coating over top, because that hydrophobic top coat will not last that long on PPF.
Typically, what do you see in general? I mean, there's many different brands on the market, but what's kind of like average durability of the hydrophobic layer built into the film?
I'm very particular about how I wash my car. And like with our film, I've seen about 6 months of life out of the hydrophobic properties in it. And I'm properly washing it on a regular basis. You know, I'm not taking it through automatic car washes and that type of thing, like proper hand washing techniques. But yeah, if you're not doing those things, you might get a couple weeks of life out of it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's one of those things that I've seen in the past that, you know, paint protection film naturally is a little bit more porous than especially painted surfaces on your vehicle. So dirt, grime, things like that can get embedded into it a little bit more easily, and having that layer of ceramic coating on it when you get bird bombed, when you get some bugs on it, or just overall general dirt and grime on it, it's really nice to have that ceramic coating for just like a little bit added protection layer on top of there. Everybody's got their own type of ceramic coating that they want to use for paint protection film. I would say in general, from what I've seen, most ceramic coatings work on it. There are some that are like extremely high solid content that can work a little bit weird, but do understand that ceramic coatings still need to be flexible and breathe as your paint literally expands and contracts. Paint protection film does the same exact thing. So I'm a huge believer in, if you are getting PPF, make sure you ceramic coat it. It's going to help it look good for years and years to come. Next topic here is washing and maintenance. And this is one of the biggest misconceptions, I think, is that a lot of people think you put paint protection film on there, it's kind of this bulletproof material, you don't really need to wash it. I would argue a lot of the times you kind of need to wash and maintain it more. What do you think on that?
Most definitely. Like you had mentioned in the previous topic that we had went over, like, if you get bird guts or like bird droppings, that type of stuff, you don't want that sitting on the PPF for a long period of time because it's such a porous material. It's not like hardened paint where you can buff at it and you can get it off. Where with paint protection film, you have a window of opportunity to take it off where it's not going to damage the film, but that window of opportunity isn't as big as it is with paint.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And if you're getting bird bombs, bugs and things like that on painted vehicles that's ceramic coated or uncoated or even PPF, always best practice, of course, is to get it off as soon as possible. What I've found is a lot of the times I'll get customers who get, full front end clips on a paint protection film. They'll take the car on a big road trip. They won't wash the car for 3 weeks because, they were driving across country. They get home, back to work life. And I've seen cars back with, in as little as a couple of weeks, getting etchings within the paint protection film. And this can be really bad, of course. The worse it is on darker colored vehicles, the blacks, the dark grays, dark blues, stuff like that, because it heats up so much, you're literally cooking the bugs into there. And one of the things with paint protection film, as Eric was just talking about, once those bugs hit on there, they're very acidic, they start to actually etch. I've found this with ceramic coated PPF without it as well. It's definitely helpful to have that ceramic coating on there, but once it etches, there's not much you can do. Now again, the nice thing with paint is you can always polish it, but again, best practices here, you need to wash and maintain your vehicle, no matter if you have PPF, if you have no protection, or if you have a ceramic coating, everything in between.
Yep.
Next misconception in here is PPF does not rock trip and looks perfect all the time. I could say that is farther from the truth. Now, I think the funny thing here, a lot of people think, you get paint protection film to, omit rock chips. And I do agree with that. It mostly holds up to most rock chips. There will be some that can actually go through it, being how big the actual stone chip is, whatever that looks like. But paint protection film does still rock chip. And this is something that I see a lot of installers and a lot of OEMs that produce the film don't actually talk about. And I think it's a topic that most people need to talk about more.
Most definitely. I find most manufacturers, they talk about how it's almost as close to bulletproof as you can get.
Yes.
Whereas, like you said, that couldn't be further from the truth, because if someone passes you at 100 miles an hour, kicks up a super sharp stone, it's going to go through 10 layers of PPF. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's going to go right through your paint too. I think in the way that a lot of companies market it can come across as very deceptive.
Great.
And I find shops, they like to market that as well too, because they're like, well, our film is super indestructible. Your paint is going to be perfect. PPF is a sacrificial layer of protection for your vehicle. The reason you're putting it on your vehicle is to maintain and keep the paint underneath it as close to perfect as possible for the longevity of your ownership. So, for example, like a front bumper, if you're going to own a vehicle for 100,000 miles and you're really particular about your vehicle, I would budget to say that you're going to need to replace that bumper a couple times throughout those 100,000 miles. And you might get lucky if you're just driving in town for like 10 years and you never really go out on the highway.
Yep.
You probably won't have to. because you're not going to get big rocks like that thrown up at you. But where I'm from, in the middle of rural Manitoba, Canada, where it's gravel roads everywhere, like it's very common for PPF to get chipped up fairly quickly. But it is not very common where I find that a chip that goes through the film will actually damage the paint.
Right, and a lot of time what it'll do, it'll kind of tear up. It's going to take a big rock, some high speeds, that thing being launched to actually go through that paint protection film. But it's one of those things, and I have customers that come in, they're like, I hate rock chips. I hate seeing that. And I'm like, okay, so understand, if you're going to get PPF, yes, it's going to lessen the severity of the amount of rock chips you oversee, and your painted bumper underneath is not going to be actually rock chipped, but do understand you will still see rock chips in paint protection film. And as particular as you are, like you said, you might need to actually start replacing panels. I think one of the most perfect examples is a lot of the times on 911s, that big kind of rear arch, a lot of times guys will do, a full body install on that and then put kind of a tear off sheet there of really thick, 10, 12 mil PPF there, pull that off, replace it because it actually rock chips. So I think it's a common misconception that PPF just looks perfect all the time and doesn't rock chip, when in fact I love how honest and open Eric is about this, and that's why you should choose PPF from Drive Protected, because this dude will actually tell you what's up and not just light your hood on fire and say that this is the best stuff in the possible world. All right, so last topic here, Eric, and myths and misconceptions. Self-healing means bulletproof. There is a limitation for that. I think a lot of people hear that your paint protection film has these self-healing characteristics, meaning it can get some light scratches on it, and they think they can pretty much go through absolutely everything and it's gonna, again, look perfect.
Yeah, that's definitely a big lie.
Yes.
I find the self-healing layer of PPF to be able to, I think it'll correct out like poor wash techniques.
Yes.
Like, let's say like you're doing a two bucket wash method and you didn't do a proper job getting all that dirty, that junk out of the wash mitt, and you still have some debris in there, like that type of stuff, depending on the pressure that you're putting on the wash mitt on the vehicle, self-healing PPF will more than likely self-heal stuff like that. But it's supposed to be there to like self-heal. If somebody bumps against your vehicle, not with another vehicle, but like if someone walks beside the vehicle and they accidentally bump into it and that type of thing, like there's such a huge gap between what self-healing PPF can do and what it's marketed to do.
Yes.
And that gap is where that comes down to the PPF shop owner and the customer. That shop owner has to kind of bring reality somewhere in the middle. I find a lot of customers don't really care about the self-healing of it. They think,
really?
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I find, like in my market, most customers don't care about it.
Interesting.
But that's going to be different in different markets.
Yeah, because it seems like one of the biggest things here is people like, well, I can just wash my car like an idiot. Like I can go to, the touchless car wash over here, or the pay and spray booth, use the, the big scrubby brush on it. And I'm just like, hey, if that's what you want to do, great. But do understand, just because it's self-healing doesn't mean that everything is going to be totally bulletproof. You have somebody, I've seen this before, Teslas have been vandalized this year. We've seen a lot of Teslas out there. You put PPF on the car, which is, great for if you get keyed. Do understand though that like a lot of the times it can't actually take a key. It'll kind of tear up the film. Fortunately, your paint underneath is saved, so you can take that off, replace it. That is a really cool aspect of PPF, but don't think that this stuff is completely bulletproof, and don't believe the marketing. We see this so many different ways in the world of detailing, whether it's ceramic coatings, whether it's a wax that makes you never have to wash your car again, whether you can put a ceramic coating on your car, light it on fire, or have paint protection film that has full self-healing characteristics, when in all reality it's to a maximum point at some juncture. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Just a little sit down talk with Eric here. I always love Eric's just kind of openness to being very, very honest about paint protection film. That's the way I think a lot of us need to go in the industry and share these kind of misconceptions and ways to properly maintain your vehicle, instead of just marketing a bunch of jargon out there to make people spend a lot of money. I think that's what brings down the industry as a whole.
Yeah, I find paint protection film is an amazing product that is over-marketed, and that the expectations are never really met with how it's marketed. And I'd say that that's one of the biggest issues in the industry right now. Is it's, like I said, it's an amazing product, but it's oversold.
I totally agree. And ceramic coatings, exactly the same way. I have the opinion of that. So Eric, really appreciate you being out here. We're going to do many, many more PPF videos this week. Eric actually has a DIY paint protection film business that I want to do a little bit deep dive, sit down interview, how he got into that, how that's going, because I got to be totally honest with you. When I first heard about it, I was like, there is no freaking way this is actually working. But he's got one hell of a business. So we're going to tell you more about that in some upcoming videos. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in another one soon. Bye-bye.